Hey y'all, so I messed up and I missed week 5 of The Artist's Way. So in this video, we're going to be doing chapter 5 and chapter 6 together, just so I can catch up and not have to make multiple videos. So since we're doing 2 chapters in this video, I'm going to try to go a little quicker than usual. But to summarize chapter 5, it was basically about scarcity thinking and living in survival mode. So the first task for chapter 5 I did, it says, if I had money, I would try. And then you're supposed to list 5 things. So the first thing I put was yoga retreat. I've been wanting to go on a yoga retreat forever. But if you do go to one that's on a location like Bali or something, it's a lot of money. For number 2, I put solo travel, because I really want to go to Japan or somewhere out of the country, and we all know that's expensive. Number 3, I put flower arranging. And to get decent flowers that are healthy and big, they're gonna cost money. For number 4, I put host local parties and meetups. And I would really love just hosting either cosplay meetups, photography meetups, or anything creative in my area, but that does cost money if you're trying to get a venue, if you're the one supplying all the crafting items, or if you're the one scheduling and booking the models or the studio space. And for number 5, I put creative directing photo shoots. And if you know people, maybe it doesn't cost much to be a creative director. But if you are doing everything yourself and starting out like me, you do have to spend money on props, backgrounds, and clothing and all that. The next task I did, it says, if I were 20 and had money. And I believe you're also supposed to list 5 things. So to quickly get through these, I put get tattoos. Tattoos are expensive, but I really want to do my entire body. So I do know I want anime sleeves on my legs, on my arms. On one, I want flowers, herbs, all kinds of plants. And I believe on my right arm, I might do something related to my spirituality. So I might get something with Buddha on it. I might get spirit animals like a swan or a fox. I haven't really planned it all out yet, but I do know I would love more tattoos. For number 2, I put have a trip with friends to Tokyo. And I would probably just go with my college friends. I believe it was a group of 4 or 5 of us, and we all got together and we all basically became friends because we all loved anime and video games and Japan. So if I did have the money when I was 20, I would love to plan a trip with them. For number 3, I put host a Ghibli party. And I've seen people on TikTok do this. They'll basically host a party where everyone dresses up as a Studio Ghibli character. And as a bonus, you can also bring a dish that is inspired by Studio Ghibli. So I feel like that would be fun and not too pricey. For number 4, I put start a studio photography business. So when I was 20, I believe I was still in school for graphic design. And I did have some photography classes, but we didn't have a studio. So if I did have a studio, I probably would have started my photography business earlier. And for the last one, number 5, I put go to MomoCon with friends and group cosplay. So the same friends from number 2, the question number 2, I would go with them to MomoCon, and we would probably do Avatar The Last Airbender cosplay, that, or maybe Fruits Basket. We never got to go to a con together just because we were all broke college students, but I would have loved to do that with them. And the last task I did for chapter 5, it says 10 items I like to own. Number 1, I put Canon R6. So my current camera is the Canon 70D. It's more than 10 years old, and I really do need to upgrade my camera. So I would just love any mirrorless camera, and I would probably just still stick to Canon just because I love their colors. Number 2, I put a new car. I don't know anything about cars, so I just put a Mazda because I know my friend has a Mazda and I like it. But my car is also old, very old, and I do need to upgrade. So pretty soon I do hope to get a new car. For number 3, I put second monitor. And if I had a second monitor, it would probably help me edit faster, because on my first monitor I could edit, and with the second one I can watch YouTube tutorials or something to help me edit faster. It could also help me with taking photos. I could have a bigger screen to look at when I'm doing self-portraits. It could also help me when I'm doing video games. Well, when I'm playing video games, I can watch tutorials on how to do specific quests, because right now I'm really into Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I'm trying to catch up with all the new updates since I haven't played in a while. And also, it could probably help me if I ever started streaming again, because when I first started, I didn't have a second monitor, and it was very difficult to read chat. So yeah, I might also do that if I ever get a second monitor. For number 4, I put walking pad. Since I canceled my gym membership, I haven't been able to work out as much as I want. So that would actually help me move my body more, since it's still cold outside right now. For number 5, I put iPad, and pretty much the same as the second monitor, but I could also use the iPad to edit photos on the go and edit videos on the go, and also read manga, do things in my bed, because I don't own a laptop. I just have a PC, and sometimes it's just difficult for me to sit at my desk. I need to lay down. For number 6, I put the Switch OLED if I had money, because right now I have the Switch Lite, and first off, I don't like the ergonomics. Like, it starts to hurt my hands after a while. Sometimes the screen, it's not bright enough, and the main issue is it also runs out of battery fast. So if I did have the money, I would love to upgrade to the Switch OLED and just have a better screen. And also, I do believe it hooks up to the TV, so I could also probably stream with the Switch OLED as well. For number 7, I put 3D printer, and I would just use that for making cosplay props, because right now I have been trying to make props, but they haven't been turning out well. I'm also saving up for some foam clay right now and try that out. But in the future, I think I will invest in a 3D printer just to make things go along quickly. For number 8, I put sewing machine. And I don't think I would completely sew everything by myself, but I have seen people on TikTok, they'll buy a costume and adjust it with the sewing machine to upgrade it. Or they'll buy different clothes at the thrift store and create something themselves. So I really would love to try that out. For number 9, I put ice skates. And I believe I just want to try those out because I've seen a lot of people ice skating in their backyards from the recent snowstorm we got, ice storm. And for the last one, number 10, I put bookshelf. So you can see behind me I have 2 bookshelves, but they're not that big. They're also low quality. So if I had a bigger bookshelf that was higher quality, I would love to put all my little knickknacks and figures on it so I can better display my different hobbies and interests. Okay, now we're moving on to chapter 6, and then I'll combine the check-ins for both chapters. But to summarize chapter 6, it was basically talking about the universe is infinitely abundant for everyone, and not letting your issues with finances stop you from creating and being an artist. And I didn't do that many tasks for chapter 6, so it's going to be pretty short. So the first one, it says clearing any changes in home environment, make some. I would say I have gotten rid of a lot of old clothes and donated them. I've also gotten rid of a lot of makeup that was just expired. I've also given away some makeup brushes, so maybe that counts. But I've also been trying to make room just for when I start crafting more for cosplay and when I get more costumes. The next task, it says acceptance, any new flow in your life, practice saying yes. So I would say yes. Definitely for work. I work in an office. Usually I'm the quiet one. But this year, like actually since last year, I've been talking more at work. People have been surprised that I actually have like a really funny personality. And now I have a new nickname at work. I'm the party planner. So actually last week, the week of the 1st, so the first week of February, I planned a party. It turned out really well. Everybody brought their own snacks, and we kind of just got to know each other more because usually we're always so busy with work, we don't have time to talk and actually get to know our coworkers. And some of them I have gotten closer to. We've actually started hanging out outside of work. And it's been really fun just opening up to people, not being closed off. I'm someone, I don't like to merge my personal life and my work life because I've had just really bad situations when I've done that. So now when I do try to make friends with coworkers, I just am really intentional with it, and I just have to use my discernment to see if I can trust them with my private life info and if they're not going to, spread rumors or anything at work, because I don't want any more drama, work drama, quote unquote, because I really don't have any. But I really am enjoying the friends that I've been making at work. And the last task for chapter 6, it says prosperity. Any changes in your financial situation or perspective on it? Any new ideas about what you would love doing? I would say I don't have a very good relationship with finances just because of the way I grew up. From my perspective, I'm working on not having a scarcity mindset when it comes to money. But I would say I am very frugal and I don't spend a lot of money on myself. Usually I'll make sure my bills and everything is taken care of, my car, all that. And then I might buy myself something once a month. I don't really go out to restaurants a lot. I don't go to the movies. I'm really saving up right now, especially since I need a new car. But I think I do need to work more on my affirmations and learn that it's okay to treat myself sometimes. It's kind of hard to do that right now with the state of America, but I'm trying, y'all. And for any ideas on what I would love doing, I would love to have like my own personal spot where I can take self-portraits. A few videos back, I mentioned Kimberly. She's a self-portrait photographer. She actually has one room in her house that she turns into her photo studio. She always does different kinds of crazy props in it. And currently, everything I do is in my room because I'm in a shared living space. So anytime I do photos, anytime I film or anything, I have to move everything in my room around just to make space to take photos or create content, even just to work on my cosplays or my props. So I believe that's also what's been keeping me from creating more content, just because I have to keep moving things around, and also I don't want a messy room. So hopefully in the future I can get a second space where I can do all of that and not keep all my craft items and wigs and costumes and photography equipment all in my room, because it is getting very cluttered and crowded. But also maybe I could just rearrange my room. I'm not sure how. I'll still have to figure that out, but I would really love to do that. Okay, so now we're on to the check-in part. I'm going to be doing it for both chapter 5 and chapter 6. The first question is, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? How was the experience for you? If you skipped a day, why did you skip it? So the week that I did chapter 5, the first week of February, I was actually on my period. So I believe I didn't do that many morning pages or voice notes that week. And for this week, week 6, I believe I did do most of my morning pages. And I was basically the whole time talking about Valentine's Day. Today is February 13th, so it was yesterday. And I was just talking about the decorations, the chocolate, the flowers, everything I want to buy. I'm actually going to be doing that today because everything goes on sale the day after Valentine's Day. So I would say this week for chapter 6 was actually really well. For number 2 of the check-in, it says, did you do your artist date this week? What did you do? How did it feel? First week of February, chapter 5, I actually bought some items for a photo shoot. So I bought a corset. It has a heart cut out in the middle. And I was going to use that for a Valentine's photo shoot. But like I said, I was on my period that week. So I didn't end up doing it. And I believe I also bought some other stuff. I think I bought paint brushes for when I do face paint again. I bought a makeup cover so the makeup doesn't get on your clothes when you're changing your clothes after doing your makeup. And I believe a few other things, but I can't really remember. And for this week, chapter 6. So I did online shopping. I was planning on doing the Valentine's photo shoot this week on actual Valentine's Day, but I overslept. I just needed the rest, I believe. But I ended up buying, I bought some eyeshadow, I bought an anime figure, and I bought some Demon Slayer earrings. And they're all in the mail right now, so I don't have them. So I guess I'll show them next week when they come in the mail. But I'm really excited. And also, I bought some fairy wings. And they came folded up. You have to steam them to open them up and have them not be wrinkled. So if I can, I'll put them in this video. If not, they'll be in my next video for week 7. But once I do like steam them and open them up, I want to do a review on them because they are for a cosplay. They're for Black Fae Day. I'm going to be a fairy, but I'm really excited for that. I just need to do it on a day when I have energy. For question 3 of the check-in, it says, did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? I would say for week 5, me and a coworker, we kind of got closer at work. We were talking during our downtime, and we've been talking about anime conventions. We've been talking about cosplay, makeup. We've also been talking about going to a cosplay event together once it warms up, because there's going to be a lot of events where you can cosplay during spring/summer. So the Ren Fair, we were talking about the Renaissance Fair. We were also talking about I believe it's a Asian food festival or something where they have a cosplay contest. We were talking about that. We were also talking about potentially going to an anime convention together too. So I believe that's a synchronicity for chapter 5. For chapter 6, I'm not sure if this counts, but I mentioned I bought an anime figure. So there was this anime figure that I was looking at for the longest time, and I didn't order it when the pre-order was going on because I was like, I don't need it. It's not really a character I'm in love with. It's not my favorite. I'll just say the character. It was Hatsune Miku, the paint girl version. So she's just wearing a white jumpsuit and she has a lot of paint all over her. So she's not really my favorite character. I don't know everything about her, but I just thought the figure was really cute. And for me to save money, I'm not going to buy a figure unless it's like one of my very favorite characters, favorite animes. So I believe my thought process is I'd rather someone else buy it who really loves it compared to me who's just buying it because it looks pretty. Yeah, I've been looking at it, thinking about it for months. They raised the price after the pre-orders were over, so I was like, I'm definitely not going to buy it now. And then I believe this week it popped up again in my email and they said they only had 3 left. I'm not sure if that's true. I know websites do that just to make you buy it and scare you. Since I was still thinking about it, I still wanted it and I still thought it was cute, I went ahead and bought it. So if that's a synchronicity, I don't know. But I'm just glad I bought it before it was completely sold out and I have to buy it when it's completely overpriced, like from resale or something. So maybe I'll do an unboxing. If I do an unboxing, you guys will see it probably on a YouTube short or on my TikTok. And the last question for the check-in, number 4, it says, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. I would say for week 5, when I was on my period, I was just having issues with PMS, feeling very depressed, pessimistic, thinking very lower vibrational, if that makes sense. I was really struggling to keep up and staying motivated during that week. I think also it doesn't help that I don't really have anyone doing this book with me. I did mention my coworker in a couple of videos ago, but she's also taking breaks with it, so she's also not really being as consistent with it either. She's been starting over a lot. I think also an issue for me is that I've already read this book, and some of the chapters I've already mastered, but chapter 6 I feel like I haven't mastered. So I think now I'm getting to a point where, these are things I actually need to work on and I haven't mastered yet. So I would say that for chapter 5. And for this week, chapter 6, I would say the issue that I've been having is not doing anything super creative for my artist date. I keep buying things. But for me, my love language is receiving gifts. I love getting gifts. It's because when I was growing up, I didn't really get anything I wanted. I just got, the things I needed: food, water, clothes, shelter. So for me, since I don't usually spend money on myself, buying things online, like buying things I've really been wanting, that is an artist date for me, because I don't really get the things I want unless I buy it for myself. But also, I really do want to do more photo shoots. I want to do more cosplays. I want to do more creative makeup and face paint looks. And I want to also work more on props. And the issue with that is time, because I work a lot. Once I get off work, I'm tired. And then I only get 2 days off. I have Saturday and Sunday. Usually Saturday, I have to do laundry, cook for the week, and just catch up from not being able to do that from being tired from work. And also, like I was saying earlier, I have to clean space in my room if I want to do photo shoots, because everything is just cluttered around. And then also, I'm on a different schedule from my roommates, and I don't want to wake them up, which is why I'm quiet when I record. So I'm hoping once it warms up, I can do more videos outside and not disturb anyone. But yeah, that's the only issue I can think of for right now. I believe that's it for chapter 5 and 6. I believe I am gonna be working more on chapter 6, because I do feel like I do need to work on my relationship with my finances and money, and trusting that the universe is infinitely abundant and there's plenty for everyone to eat, quote unquote. But I believe I'm just gonna have to start working on trusting that if I keep working on my creative projects, that eventually I'll get connected with other people who I can collaborate with and grow as a photographer / cosplayer. So yeah, but I'm excited to start chapter 7. It says it's going to be about recovering a sense of connection, and that's probably something else I need to work on, because I do want to have more of a community when it comes to my creative hobbies. So that's probably going to be really interesting for the coming up week, the week of the 15th. But I believe that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you're also doing the artist way, let me know how it's going for you and how you're sticking with it and being consistent. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.